You know, the irony of this video right here is I just did a triple P on Brett Favre that was entered into the playlist, the new Welfare Kang. And then somebody sent me another story literally less than 24 hours after that video got uploaded of this new story that got posted on the 21st, where is saying that Brett Favre knew that the welfare funds were used for a volleyball center. Well, duh. We knew that he knew, and he knows that he knew, and so did his attorneys and everybody else that's involved. But I have a feeling that this is some kind of a ploy that his attorneys got cooked up, where they're trying to make it seem like, oh, they're basically trying to play dumb. That's really what it's trying to be like. Oh, you know what? By the way, you know what? It slipped my mind. I did know what I was doing. We know what kind of play, or at least I have an idea of what they're trying to do when it comes to Brett Favre. But let's go ahead and see what they're talking about. And the article that I'm reading is coming from Front Office Sports. Brett Favre wrote in a text that the former head of Mississippi State Welfare Program deserved an overpriced Ford pickup. Surprise him with a vehicle, we could get a Raptor, Favre wrote in a January 2019 text. There's no indication Favre paid close to six figures for that truck after John Davis helped to allegedly divert about $8 million to the Hall of Fame's quarterback and his pet projects. The Mississippi Department of Human Services, the same agency Davis led, detailed more allegations against Favre in an answer to his motion to dismiss. In the filing, attorneys for the agency said Favre's text revealed that he knew the scheme was illegal. Front Office Sports has previously reported on Favre's tie to the welfare money and whether he knew the funds were from temporary assistance for needy families, a federal program aimed at helping families living well below the poverty line. Favre has denied knowingly obtaining welfare funds and has filed defamation lawsuits against Shannon Sharpe and Pat McAfee in an attempt to clear his name. Sharpe's case was removed to federal court from a Mississippi county court on Monday. But the latest text messages released likely won't help Favre heal his image that led to several brands and media companies to pause deals with the former Green Bay Packers great. Will the public perception be that I became a spokesperson for various state-funded shelters, schools, homes, etc., and was compensated with state money? Or can we keep this confidential? Favre asked Nancy New. That sounds a little bit similar to the text that he sent the first time of, will the media find out? This sounds more like an expanded text of that text right there, because now he's asking, will this hurt my image if people find out about it? And to answer his question, yes, it will hurt your image, and yes, it should hurt your image. Because if this is a black person that did this, they will make sure that this smudge, if you want to call it that, would stay on their image forever, no matter what good they may have done in their career or how many people they have helped. They will make sure to go back to this situation right here. So yes, it should stay on there and it should hurt his image. It should follow him everywhere he goes for the rest of his life and thereafter. New's nonprofit organization acted as the dispensary of millions of misappropriated funds taken from MDHS and handed out to companies and individuals that were entitled to the money. New and Davis had pled guilty to state and federal criminal charges for their roles in the scheme. Both agreed to cooperate with investigators as part of their plea agreements. Davis's texts were not among the images that appeared as part of the filings, since MDHS lawyers had been unable to obtain discovery from him. Favre has only provided 22 pages of discovery and called Favre's latest motion to dismiss a long press release. TAMP funds can't be used for brick and mortar construction. However, MDHS alleged Favre sought to secretly obtain those funds for that purpose anyway, after he entered into a handshake deal with USM Athletic Foundation to build the volleyball center in April 2017. Favre's daughter played the sport at the school at the time. The $5 million was accepted by the USM Athletic Foundation, which also a defendant in the lawsuit. In a previously released text from July 2017 as part of the civil case, Favre wrote that then USM John Gilbert was very leery of accepting such a large grant. After the speeches in the USM volleyball complex, a pharmaceutical company Favre backed also got some help via Davis and knew. I believe it's possible she and John Davis will use federal grant money for Prevacus, Favre said in a December 2018 text to Jake Van Landingham, the president of Prevacus. Prevacus was developing an inhalable concussion treatment and later a cream that would aim to prevent concussions. Neither came to the market, and the testing on the cream led to the deaths of multiple dogs. Favre invested over $250,000 in the now defunct company and was Prevacus's largest shareholder. With Favre's lobbying, Prevacus received $1.7 million in TAMP funds that flowed similarly to his speeches and the volleyball center. And as far as that expensive truck, Davis wouldn't have any use for it anyway. He has home detention as he awaits sentencing in federal court. He's been sentenced to 32 years in prison in state court already. So now we have some more, updates. And like I said, I wasn't expecting an update to come that fast, because they usually like to spread it out, but hey, it is what it is. I didn't create this playlist for nothing. I'm trying to tell y'all, if y'all have anything pertaining to this that's new, send it to me so I can put it into a video, or at least talk about it in a live stream. So there you have it. But we knew he knew about those, that he knew what he did was illegal. So what did we learn from this? That he knew what he did was illegal. And I think this is a ploy by his attorneys to try to find a way to ease him out of it. But now that they finally got him to admit it, will he finally get criminally charged? That's the question. I think that's the part that everybody's waiting on. Will he get criminally charged for what he has done? Like, this man has not been arrested. He has not been charged with anything. He has no mugshot. I think that is what many people who are following this, who are aware of this, are waiting to happen. The evidence is all there. Even these new text messages that came about him worrying about, will his image get messed up if people find out about what he did? So the fact that he even asked that question lets you know that what he was doing was illegal. So all of that stuff that he said in the past, talking about, oh, he didn't know about this and he didn't know about that, I'm telling you right now, I won't be surprised if people start throwing him under the bus to save their own ass. I will not be surprised if that is what happens, because when the pressure is on, when the heat is on, you will do anything to get out of a situation to save yourself. At that point, it's every man, woman, person for themselves. And as far as I'm concerned, I would not be doing no kind of time if I could for Brett Favre. But yeah, this is the latest update in the Welfare Kang saga. Like I said, the biggest news that can pretty much come out from this now is, in my opinion, him being criminally charged and him finally being arrested for what he did, so they can move forward with this and hopefully go to trial and find him hopefully guilty and sentence him to something, even though it's probably gonna be a slap on the wrist anyway. But hey, one can dream.